with your problems by becoming fucking rich!
How would you afford to travel on a private jet?
I'm an options trader.
You're going to make it. Same thing with $1 million. This could be 45 million. Just take the 45 million, break it down, make it easy on yourself.
Everything online now is just a funnel to be sold something. I'm sure you can hear the buzzwords coming from a mile away, things like limited spots or financial freedom. But in reality, it's just the same archetype of person standing on a balcony in Miami that's an Airbnb, calling it a penthouse when it's really a studio, or in front of a rented Lamborghini telling you how they made $1 million in a month at 22 and how you can do the same thing if you buy their one-time purchase course of $999. I don't know how people still fall for this, but evidently they do. And I've pulled some of the funniest examples of this from across the internet for us to check out. So let's hop into it.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming fucking rich!
Something I've noticed about these types of people is they love the Wolf of Wall Street movie. Like they recreate scenes and quote it all the time. If you're unaware, everything that's happened so far in this clip has been from Wolf of Wall Street.
Who's feeling fired the fuck?
If you ever find yourself running in circles around a Holiday Inn banquet hall, you should probably know that the people there aren't making millions of dollars. It's a decent. $1 million in revenue? Looks like there's 1,000 people here. Not saying $1 million isn't a lot of money. I'm not a course seller, but $1 million divided by 1,000 people in revenue before expenses is not a lot of money. That cardboard break was sick, man.
Goya represents my marketing philosophy. Our marketing philosophy. Goya stands for get off your ass. Get off your ass. Get off your ass. Get off your ass. Get off.
This dude is like 60 years old.
So let's go crush it. Let's have our best season ever again. Woo!
I'm not exactly sure if this is just a pyramid scheme or if this was some sort of sales masterclass, but I found this one and I thought it was perfect to kind of set the tone of how these salesmen or course sellers act and just how funny it can be to observe from the outside.
Your girlfriend thinks you're a worthless fucking loser! Good! Get on the doors and start knocking!
Not a stop, watch, don't never
These dudes absolutely love Wolf of Wall Street, man.
give me my respect.
And it cracks me up how they keep renting out these hotel conference rooms for the meetings.
I moved to London with a year stretch. Got a sneaker boy and I ain't take a sweat.
This is some sort of promotional thing for an upcoming sales event. The caption says, "We had 4 rookies come in and get 2 deals closed each and paid up front. Our setters make $1,000 to $4,000 per deal. You do the math. Next Blitz announcement is coming soon. If you want a spot, comment info." I'll pass on that, but I will say the comments are filled with people that are willing to do this stuff. So in a couple months from now, there will be another conference room filled with young people jumping around with chairs above their head, hyping up the leader of their pyramid scheme because he just hit a fake roulette spin. So if your life isn't going great or something's not going, your way right now, just feel good that you're not going to be there.
400 grand's like a no-brainer. That's how you make 400 grand. You put it in your calculator and say, I make 400 grand. And I divide it by 365. That means I need to make $1,095. If you've ever made $1,095.11, you can make 400 grand because I just showed you how easy it is. But if I wanted to make it easier than that, I'd be like, divide by 24 hours. If you've ever made $45, then you can make 400 grand. If you can make $45 one time and then multiply it, you can make 400 grand. Now, the question is whether you can make it in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. You're going to make it. Same thing with $1 million. This could be 45 million. Just take the 45 million, break it down, make it easy on yourself. How many times do I need to do X in order to collect whatever the number is, right? And break the math down so it's easy for you.
Yeah, super easy. It's like, why stop there though? How about $45 billion? 45 billion divided by 365 divided by 24 hours divided by 60 minutes divided by 60 seconds. So if I've ever made $1,426, then I can make $45 billion. How about that, Grant? Bet you didn't think of that one. Somebody in the comments has a similar idea. He says, I remember I found $20 in a parking lot once. Took me a single second to pick it up. Made about $600 million that year. Well, I challenge you this, trash can Cody. How about pick it up in half of a second next time and make $1.2 billion this year? I mean, you wouldn't be able to make a video like this without including Grant Cardone. He's just an absolute course-selling clown. But, I mean, I hope you guys just can envision your number and then divide it by 365, then divide it by 24, then divide it by 60, then divide it by 60. And, you know, it's just that easy. If you do that every second, then it's easy. As he said, super easy.
Hey guys, if you want to get rich, you're going to have to start spending more money on yourself.
This video has
What I mean by that
141,000 likes.
Last January, I spent $20K on myself to live a month in my dream life. Essentially, like, someone said everyone should buy themselves a first class ticket once in their life. And then when you go back from that first class ticket, you literally, your brain will be trained to be like, how the fuck are we getting back here? So
exactly
I did
how it
that
works.
19 months ago. Spent $20K to live a month in my dream life. I'm now back in LA. And I'm a millionaire 19 months later because I gave myself my dream life. Made my brain chemistry say, yeah, 20K a month is not going to cut it because we spent 20K a month in our dream life. Built a business.
20K is not going to cut it when you spend 20K. Got it?
That made me multiple six figures a month. Changed my life. So, dream big, baby girl. Stop trying to save money and keep yourself small.
She'll teach you exactly how to do it with her free masterclass link in bio, by the way.
Go buy something that puts you in your dream self. Watch your brain become a literal vicious money machine.
It's so cringy, but I would think that anybody that's rational understands that this is a terrible idea, blowing all of your money. I think people are just looking for an excuse to blow the money because if your goal is to make $20,000 a month, you can still envision it and take the steps necessary to earn that much money by not blowing cash. And the amount of people in the comments that are hyping this up, agreeing with it, telling people to do it is absurd. Somebody says, Steve Harvey said this too. That's true, girl. Dream big, baby. Like, I don't think Steve Harvey said that, but maybe. And like I said, you don't have to spend the money in order to take the steps to earn more money. So thought this one was pretty ridiculous. Of course, there's a sale pitch at the end talking about link in bio. Guaranteed it's not free. Let's hop into the next one.
About to meet up with the top wealth advisor in the country. For those who want to see what the Schwab account's looking like too, let me brush out with the Schwab right quick. So right now I'm investing about $100,000 a month. In order to get 20 million in about 3 to 4 years, tracking the S&P or beating the S&P by about 1 or 2%, I'd have to invest about about $3 million a year, which would equate to about 14, 16 million. At that growth market of the S&P 500, I should have about 20 to 25 million in about 3 to 4 years. My goal is like cutting that in half, getting there sooner.
Super ambitious, man.
Anybody who's familiar with markets know this dude is speaking complete nonsense. And to top it off, it looks like he's sitting inside an office on a used car lot, not at the top wealth advisor's office in the country. That would be more akin to a penthouse office space in Manhattan or something of the like. And not to hate on the wealth advisor because he did nothing to deserve it in this, but top wealth advisors don't accept $1 million portfolios. Even JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs Private Bank will typically have about a $10 million minimum. So he's super far off on that one. And anybody who's familiar with private wealth management will know that this guy is completely off base there. But of course, the comments are filled with people saying, I would love to learn how to do it. And he acts like he's going to teach people how to invest. And people are talking about how impressive he is. This is pure nonsense.
Here's how I spent my $200,000 paycheck from last month. First things first, I bought $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. I spent $14,000 on my rent for my condo, paid my parents' mortgage, and that was $3,000. I have 3 cars, so I paid 3 car notes. My McLaren is $4,500 a month. My Escalade V is $3,000 a month, and my G-Wagon is another $3,000 a month. Obviously, I got to insure the cars. My insurance is $1,800 a month. My credit card bill this month was $8,400. I didn't really buy too much. And then I took one of my friends to take courtside. That was $4,500 for 2 tickets. And then I took another group of my friends to go to dinner at one of my favorite restaurants. Paid for everybody, and that was $2,800. Last but not least, I saved $50,000 for taxes, and now I'm broke.
There's so much wrong with this video whenever you're watching it beyond the surface level knowledge of these things. Like, off the top, $50,000 in taxes is not close to enough. If you're earning $200,000 a paycheck, it would be closer to $75,000. So that's just incorrect. And that's assuming you have no state income tax. And then there's all types of weird things, like why wouldn't dinner and courtside tickets be included in your credit card bill that you didn't spend that much on? Also, where are you buying 2 courtside tickets for $4,000? Like maybe at a Nets versus Hornets game or something, I'm not sure, but 99% of the time you're looking at way more money for real courtside tickets than that. And then like multiple cars is just ridiculous. $100,000 in Bitcoin, right in line with the average course seller. You know, they go hand in hand, right? Course sellers, solar salesmen, NFT and crypto bros, like they're all kind of cut from the same cloth. So thought this one was worth including because people look at this and they get inspired to go buy his course because they want a life that's similar to this, when it makes no sense in reality.
Very happy.
Thank you so much.
How do you afford to travel on a private jet?
I'm an options trader. So I like trade in the stock market, you know, do all that.
While taxing on the runway, by the way.
And I do it all for free too on my Instagram.
Do you?
Yeah, it's called AFIG Trades. So like people just follow me, they click on my link, and I just teach them all for free.
Wow.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, I've been doing this for 4 years with private jets and 10 years with airlines.
Well, I hope to see you again very soon.
This is just so in line with their standard archetype. Of course, this guy is an options trader, probably saying he makes millions of dollars a year doing it, but in reality is just making the money from selling you the course. Like if he had some secret sauce in options, he would go work at Jane Street or another prop trading firm and make 20 times as much money. Or if he went from $1,000 to $1 million in a year options trading, like a lot of these people claim, they would just do it again the next year. They wouldn't need your $300 to teach you how to do it. So these people are just super ridiculous. And the comments at least see it. Like this guy says, good thing someone just happened to be recording when the flight attendant who is constantly on a private jet just doing her job out of nowhere asks you to pitch her business. Like we see right through this, man. The private jet thing is completely played out now. We're on to bigger and better things like Miami penthouses, man.
All the girlies want to be rich, drive a G-Wagon, live in Miami.
Speaking of Miami.
Every day. Let me show you.
I'm 21. I moved to Brickell, Miami a year ago, and this is what I drive every single day.
Listen, I'm from Detroit. I didn't grow up wealthy at all. I've been paying for my entire life since I was 16. There's not a man behind me. There's no man sponsoring my life. Never had a sugar daddy. Never even nothing. So let me tell you what I
never had a sugar daddy is quite the accomplishment.
I sell products on Amazon. I got into this when I was 15 years old. Not your regular everyday products. I don't sell toilet paper or phone cases. I sell expensive niche products like whiteboards, golfing gear.
Golfing gear, super niche. One of the biggest sports in the country. It's like just gear for it, that's super niche.
A lot of my products are camera equipment. My top selling products on Amazon range from $80 to $400. The type of expensive products I'm selling, I really only ever need 20 to 30 customers a day to be able to make 5K a day. And I sell on Amazon, so 20 people a day is nothing. And I'm on my journey to become the best Amazon seller ever. I have 2 warehouses right now with all my products stored in it. If you want to start today, the first thing you need is an LLC in your state. The second thing you need to do is apply to sell on Amazon. Once you're approved to sell on Amazon, find a supplier in China, get a product here to America, and boom, you're selling products on Amazon. I am teaching a full-on class tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's going to be November 9th at 7 p.m. EST. Catch me there.
Yeah, so she's making so much money on Amazon, so she has to sell you a class for tomorrow. It's just hilarious that these people say that. And also, this is obviously a pitch on drop shipping, which is where you never hold the product. So I don't know why she's saying she has a warehouse, because again, that wouldn't make sense unless she's actually the one out there shipping the products, which she's not, because she says she does Pilates every day in Miami, which she happens to mention quite a few times. So just another example of this. Drop shippers have been around for a decade now, and looks like the pitch is still working.
Bro, being young and rich is like one of the weirdest things, bro. So I was in the airplane sitting down next to this random guy, and he's talking about that he lives out in LA, and I was asking him what area he lives in. He doesn't live in Beverly Hills, but he lives in some average part in LA. And I was telling him after my lease in Miami, that's one of the spots that I'm considering moving out to the hills. He's like, the hills? He's like, those are for the guys that are up there. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, the hills. I'm like, yeah, I mean, the budget would be $20-30 a month on rent. Is that not normal? And he's just looking at me like,
is that not normal?
He just freezes up for a second and looks at me like, this guy's not serious. Like, people cannot take, I'm a fucking 21-year-old with a baby face. People cannot take me serious that I'm fucking printing money and can spend that on fucking rent. Like,
I honestly don't have much to say about this one. I just saw it and thought it would be a nice, sweet topping to the personality of some of these people. He's like flexing on some random guy on the flight. He's like, the guy's just like, I want to watch my movie. And the guy's like, I'm moving to the hills, right? 20-30K a month. You probably won't see me though, because you're in your average Pasadena spot. Like, I'll be in the hills because I'm up there, man.
Why, if you were so successful making money on Amazon, so successful making money on Section 8, or so successful making money on any avenue or business that you have, you would never think about selling courses. Like, me and my brother started Edible Arrangements. Not one time did we ever sit down and say, damn, we should sell a course on franchising.
Exactly.
We were making so much money and growing and so busy with our current concept. That was the last thing we thought of. So that's why I feel these guys are selling a lie. If you're selling so much products online and you're doing so good, you would not be thinking about selling a course. There's just too much money in course selling.
This guy hits the nail on the head. As somebody who started Edible Arrangements, he's thinking, why would I go make an extra $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month even, to teach people how to compete with me? I'd rather continue making way more money doing this than waste time trying to build competitors for me. It just makes no sense top to bottom. There's people in the comments that are course sellers arguing that, it's just extra money on the side and they can still make how much they were, but it just doesn't make sense on the time to earning ratio if you're actually making as much money as you say you are doing your main thing. And then there's this guy in the comments says, but I should pay $100,000 in tuition in business school to learn from a professor with no business, right? First off, what does that have to do with what he's saying? And secondly, that's not what business schools are for. Assuming you're talking about like masters in business administration, like MBAs, they're for placing people in investment banks, top consulting firms, big tech. They're not for people that want to be Section 8 landlords. It's just not what they're for. So the point makes no sense. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video today, make sure to drop a like, leave a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate those. And maybe watch one of the videos that pops up. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.